I'd like to call the North St. Paul City Council meeting to order. Do we have any Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts in the crowd? None? Past Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts? If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everybody. It's nice to see a big crowd, and this is always an exciting night, and I'll turn it over to our Fire Chief, Jason Malinger. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, we got to do roll call first. I get so excited for these presentations. Jenny, if you take the roll call.
Councilmember Peterson?
Here.
Councilmember Wong?
Here.
Councilmember Cole?
Here.
Mayor Furlong?
Here.
And Councilmember Thorson is absent tonight.
We do have a quorum. Need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Cole,
Second.
second by Councilmember Peterson. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Fire Chief, Jason Malinger, and I'll turn it over to him.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for having us. The last time we were up here doing this, it was 2019, so a couple years ago, unfortunately. You know, last year was one of those things we missed out on. We missed out on a lot of things. We missed out on going to the schools and seeing the kids, and we missed out on this fire prevention poster contest. So it was great to be back in the schools again this fall, talking to the kids, and it's great to be back here with everybody. With me tonight, I have my Assistant Chief, Brenton Fixon, and firefighter Mackenzie Foster. Both of them played a critical role in the fire prevention poster contest, as they were two of the main firefighters that went out to the schools during Fire Prevention Week, and were talking to all the students during this time and really pushing the reasons behind why we do fire prevention. I just have a brief synopsis of what we did during Fire Prevention Week. The fire department we visited 6 elementary schools. Our firefighters spent roughly 30 hours with over 1,100 students, teaching them fire safety and prevention. Our goal is to make an impact on these young students to learn how to prevent fires in their home and to be safe. This year's theme, Learn the Sounds of Fire Safety, address the different sounds of a smoke alarm and a carbon monoxide alarm, and how to distinguish them apart, and what actions need to be taken for each of them. Working smoke alarms save lives, cutting the risk of dying in a home fire in half, and smoke alarms need to be installed and maintained in every home. Carbon monoxide is a gas that you cannot see, taste, or smell. It is often called the invisible killer. It is created when fossil fuels such as kerosene, gasoline, coal, natural gas, propane, methane, or wood don't burn completely. CO gas can kill people and pets as well. We teach them to know the difference between the sound of these alarms and the low battery signals. If the audible low battery signal sounds, to replace the batteries or replace the device. If the carbon monoxide alarm still sounds, to get it to fresh air and call 911 or the fire department. And the same for a smoke alarm is to get outside and call 911. These were the main items of discussions the firefighters talked about, along with one of the most important lessons, which is to test your smoke alarms monthly and make sure that they work. This year's fire prevention poster contest had over 500 entries. The rules are simple and clear, but they must be these. The contest is open to all students attending in elementary schools in grades K through 5 within the city of North St. Paul. The theme for the poster, Learn the Sounds of Fire Safety, must be on the poster, and all posters must be original. Again, the categories are kindergarten through first grade, second grade through third grade, and 4th through 5th grade. Each category has 3 winners: first place, second place, and third place. All first place winners will have their posters sent on and entered into the Minnesota State Chief Fire Association Prevention Poster Contest, where they will go up against other students across the state of Minnesota for similar prizes. And in the past, we have been very fortunate to have winners at all levels in the state. So first place winners, good luck. So now I would like to present the winners of the 2021 North St. Paul Fire Prevention Poster Contest. The first category is kindergarten through first grade. So as I call the kids up here, we'll come up and hand them their poster along with a certificate and their check.
They get a check?
They get a check. And if I wasn't clear, third place is $25, second place is $50, and first place is $75. And those same prizes are awarded at the state level as well. So we'll have the students come up and we'll present them their prizes, and we'll just kind of slide them down a bit until everybody's up here, and then at the end, we'll have an opportunity for pictures. All right, in third place in kindergarten from Christ Lutheran, we have Adam Yang. Come on up, Adam.
It's yours, buddy. Good job.
Yay.
There you go. There's your poster. There's that awesome poster you drew. Nice work.
Hey.
Take that with you and you can go back there and sit down for a minute. Nice work.
No, I was gonna have them stay up.
Oh, you want them up here?
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. All right, in second place, a kindergartner from St. Peter, Kiefer Engstrom. Did I say that correctly? And first place in kindergarten from Christ Lutheran, Moira Bain.
Jason, you want to get a picture of each category, or how do you want to?
Yeah, if those three
Maybe
want to
get
come
the
back
three-
up here, we'll get,
Because that way we probably won't do a real big one. Do each category, maybe?
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
That might be,
All right.
and if your kids want me to hold your checks, I can do that for you.
Good job.
all right, our second category contains second grade and third grade. Third place, a second grader from Cowern Elementary, Edwin Vu.
There you go, bud. Nice job.
All right, second place in third grade from North Metro, Nina Churavong.
Good job, Nina. There you go.
Congratulations. And in first place, a third grader from North Metro as well, Sonia Polkowicz. Unfortunately, Sonia is unable to be here this evening, but we have set up a time for her to come in with her family, and we'll award her prize to her and probably show her some fire trucks as well. So congratulations, Sonia. If the two that are here want to come back up, and we'll grab a couple photos with you two.
Jason, do you mind if I jump in the picture?
I tried submitting, but they wouldn't accept it, I guess. Hey, thanks, John.
All right, and our third category, the last one, 4th through 5th grade. In third place from St. Peter, a 5th grader, James Heinz. Second place from Christ Lutheran, 4th grader, Anna Wakeman. And first place, a 4th grader from Christ Lutheran, Hadley Geisfeld.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, if you want, if you're able to. Yeah.
All right, with that, we can, if we'd like to do a large group with all the winners up here, that would be great. So all winners, all grades, all categories, come on up and we'll line you up in front and we'll take a picture. You can get them just in line.
Just like this.
And we'll come around in the back, get the students up front.
Get the bigger ones in the back.
Never seen so many cameras. Okay, kids, ready? Everybody say cheese. Cheese.
All right. Thank you. Congratulations, everybody, and thank you for coming.
Thanks, Council.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take about a 2-minute break here.
Hopefully sooner than that for something.
Yeah. If you want to take pictures. See you, Anna.
Just make sure Terry doesn't take the money.
Thank you. Thank you. So at this time, we have the consent agenda, and I'd like to ask the council, I got a call late this afternoon from the police chief, and he's purchasing some squad cars this next year, and it's part of the CIP that we put together. And also, we haven't approved that budget yet for next year, but he would like to add one car. They're purchasing a Dodge squad car. He won't have to pay for it right now, but he wants to be able to order it because he's been told that if you don't order it now, it's going to be a long time before you can get it. That's just the way the cars are. The other 3 cars are Ford cars, and those will be available towards the end of the year. And I would like to get the city attorney's recommendation in regards to that. If it's part of the CIP, are we still able to maybe add it to the consent to at least get the car ordered? And I believe that the chief can always cancel it too later if he wanted.
Well, I'd always defer to Dan on whether the money's there or not. You know, one of these questions always comes down to is when can you?
Is your mic on? Is your mic on?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, it is in the CIP, so it's not an unanticipated expense. Whether it shows up in your budget or not is usually the ultimate sign. Things of this nature do need to come back to the council for permission. So I do think there's the issue of once it's ordered, in essence, you've, in some respects, given them the permission to purchase that vehicle. The claim for the actual invoice amount, in my opinion, still needs to come back to you. It'll be on your list of claims. But I would encourage you, if you are okay with the purchase of that squad, to include that as part of your consent agenda tonight so that it's clear that the council has authorized those expenditures of funds.
And I believe that's part of the CIP that was approved.
Yes, in kind of a qualification, just because it was approved through the CIP, in all circumstances doesn't mean that there's funding available. You know, it could be part of the budget. In this circumstance, because it's coming out of the equipment fund, the funds are available. And technically, because you've approved that CIP, you won't be approving that equipment fund budget. So you actually have approved the purchase and intent. Just normally, it's earmarked for 2022, not the 2021. So you just need to be aware of that and give your blessing on making that choice to move him ahead now. And again, just like our attorney had said, it will come back in the claims package to you later on.
And we'll still have that opportunity if we don't approve it, he can always stop the order.
Well, it depends what stage we're at. I mean, I'll be honest, there's times I've driven to city halls and seen the squad or a dump truck out in the parking lot. At that point, in my opinion, it's too late. So,
Oh, right.
I mean, I think the idea is, the authorization is tonight. I don't know if we have an idea of what we're authorizing in terms of the amount, but we should make that clear. And, you know, once you authorize it here, the idea, as long as it's within that amount, that he's going to order it, commit the city to it. The list of claims still comes back, but in my opinion, it's pro forma at that point to approve that claim. Tonight is when you're given the authorization for that purchase.
Okay. If council is okay with adding it to this consent,
I mean, I have a little bit of concern. I don't typically like to have, without any documentation or anything. So from a process perspective, I think it's a little bit of a challenge in that sense, and so I hesitate.
Finance Director, do you have that amount that he's looking for that car?
I'm looking that up right now.
Soren, would it make sense to add it to the general and not the consent, or?
I mean, if you want to talk about it, you certainly can. Again, without any documentation, it's hard to say what more there is to discuss on it, candidly. But if you're right, usually your consent is there's nothing to discuss, just vote it up or down. If we want to add it to the general and talk about some of the numbers, we certainly can.
Would you prefer if I add it to the general? And
I mean, if there's, opportunity to discuss it a little bit further, again, I don't know if, the police chief is available for questions or anything, but It's just a little bit,
I'll give you a little time to,
Right, so the dollar amount is $65,000 per vehicle is what is on the CIP plan. Again, in essence, by approving the CIP plan, which the city council has already done, you've given that authorization to move forward, except for in what calendar year that purchase. So he's asking for the authority based upon, the supply and the supply chain issues that are happening right now. Can he get that order in first? But when he places that order, that is going to be a legal obligation on the city at that point in time. So he does need to follow the purchasing guidelines that have been established by the city council. But normally on an equipment, when it's approved by the CIP, you will not see any of that stuff. It's the responsibility of the department head to hold on to that documentation, and the time that you're going to end up seeing it is on a claims report.
You're authorizing it in mid-November instead of, I suppose, January.
Yeah.
I don't want to do something that you're uncomfortable with, Councilmember Wong.
yeah, I just feel that it's important to have some sort of documentation or some sort of direct, question and answer in regards to this rather than just, adding it to the agenda. So in terms of that, I welcome it, at the next council meeting or the next workshop.
A question, if I may ask, was there a time frame in which our police chief had said that it has to be ordered by? Can it be accommodated by going on to the next city council on December 7th?
He made it pretty clear that it needs to be ordered sooner than later. By waiting, I don't know if that's going to affect it or not.
May I ask which vehicle he's replacing, the age and?
Yep, so that as part of the CIP, we do have replacement of 4 vehicles, I believe.
That's correct. The oldest one is a 2016 Ford Explorer that would be being replaced this year, or it was in service in 2015. And
So
then,
it's 6 years old.
yeah.
We can hold on.
I believe that we can hold on.
Okay. We'll just hold on then.
Comfortable with that? I mean,
Yep.
okay.
So we have the consent agenda in front of us, the October 26th special council meeting minutes, the November 2nd regular meeting minutes, the general claims of $1,020,655.04, the HRA claims of $6,513.03, the 2022 annual polling place designations, the monthly building permit report, October 2021, the resolution approving acceptance of donations received October 2021, and the hometown holiday lights display contest. Is there an item that a council member would like to pull at this time? They can do so. If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Oh, I'm sorry.
Terry.
Councilmember Peterson? Motion? Second?
Second.
Councilmember Wong? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This time, meeting open to the public, and I've got one, John Schmall. Okay, good, thank you. Welcome, John.
Mayor, Council, this last week, I was involved with trying to find out information about the council meeting from hell, as far as I was concerned, and that happened to do with the interview that was on May 10th. And being out of town over that weekend, I had seen the newsletter that listed that there was going to be a meeting on Wednesday It was going to commence at 4 o'clock, and it was in 2 places in the newsletter. So I said, well, that's interesting, and I waited. And I didn't get back from deer hunting until Tuesday, and I kept checking my email to see what kind of a notification was going to be received that would mimic what we always see for meetings. Nothing happened, waited until Wednesday. Nothing was in there, so I left a message with Jenny asking what's going on. Is this the new way of telling people about meetings? It's in the newsletter and it's not on the agenda. Nothing happened. Got to be about 2:30, so I had to make another phone call. And I got Jenny and I said, where is the notification that usually comes? Well, there's no packet. Oh, there's no packet. And there's no packet. That means what? That means you don't get a notification. I couldn't believe it. You know, if you're going to do something, the default would be to do it. And I was also told that the consultant advised that you didn't need to put an official agenda entry. And who is the consultant? And how would I find out? How do I find out? Well, it's posted in the city hall. You will know by coming down to the city hall and you will see it. Make your trip down here. So, you know, I don't want to cast aspersions here, but I'm trying to find out when the meeting is. I come okay, I got to get down to the city hall to see when the meeting is. I come down here, I'm outside this office, or outside the room, come up the stairs, there's a gentleman at the top of the stairs. I said, do you know where the meeting's going to be? Is it going to be in the Sandberg room? Is it going to be here? He says it's going to be here, but it's not going to happen until 5 o'clock. Huh? What? Yeah, one of the candidates backed out, didn't need it. So if I hadn't come, you know, is this the way a resident is to be treated in trying to find out about a meeting?
John, I don't know how to answer that because you called and you talked to Jenny. Did she tell you when the meeting was going to be?
She said it is posted and it's on the website. To this date, there is no mention of the November 10th meeting that had to do with the interview. It doesn't exist. So I had to come down here. I went to the agenda after she said it's on the website and it's on the wherever it is.
Posted downstairs.
Posted.
Yep.
It's still not on the agenda or listed and never will be listed. I would hope that the system would allow you to update post facto a meeting that you never put a notification in the first place. But I'd just like to mention that being the only person that was here to listen to the one individual, he started his presentation with his cardinal sin in his present job was not to keep the council informed. He said, I want to let you know about that. There were 19 questions that were presented. None of those questions were ever mentioned saying, how are you going to keep the citizens informed of what actions do you intend to take? Nothing was ever mentioned in those 19 questions, about keeping the citizens informed. It was, you can't believe how frustrating it was to get down here and then see this individual who has no connection to the city other than he's a consultant and telling me, no, there's no meeting. And just as an ending to this, as I was leaving, I crossed paths in the stairs with the chief of police, and he said, hi, how are things? I made one step, and I turned around, and I said, you really want to know? And I let him have it. And he said, geez, that doesn't sound good. And I left. So that's my experience with trying to come up with, and now there is a posting for Thursday's meeting. I think I got something out of this. The people will be notified by going to the agenda because it does exist this time. Should I feel good about that? Yeah, a little bit. But there will be a notification for what, the 3 candidates? I'm going to try to make it because it's interesting. And I think that every citizen should make the effort to try to come to these meetings that are going to be dealing with the choice of the next city manager. I can't believe there's such disinterest in this city to what is happening in this government. End of story.
Thank you, John. We have one online. Welcome, if you can say your name and
Hey,
address.
it's RT. How are you?
Who is it?
It's RT. How are you?
Oh, yes, RT, good.
So, just wanted to chime in, give you guys a quick update. Want to thank you again for allowing me to get up for my 3 minutes, or I couldn't be there today. Regular season's in full swing. We have our practices and competition schedule all set, ready to go. We had a really great weekend in the gym this past weekend. Lot was obviously very full. 3 items for you tonight, just quick update stuff. Still have 2 areas of the roof that are leaking, unfortunately. We have some ballasts that are still out above the stairs and in the restrooms. And then I know Brian is feverishly working on a data request that I sent quite some time ago, but he said he'd get back to me on that, so I am patiently awaiting that. Wanted to also let you know I did submit some documents to the deputy clerk today to make them public record. I gave some stuff to council members Cole and Wong last time that I saw them at the last council meeting right after. Gave them some documents with more information about the facility. The 2 more documents that I supplied today just kind of supplement that. One of them, in the last council meeting, we spoke back and forth a little bit about the process that was undergone for figuring out what the property should be leased for back when it was leased to the hockey program. And I actually found documentation of that in my email. So I certainly provided that for you guys so you would have more information. Just like Councilmember Wong is looking for information about the police cars. I want to give you guys as much information as I can so you can make good decisions. And then the other document that I ran across when I was looking was a document that was an email from former city manager Zemer. And it was a public record document that stated that the hockey program was about $111,000 in arrears back in 2016. And that was the first time that they didn't pay their rent. The second time was in 2018 when they actually left. So I had a documentation of that, so I wanted to send that along so you guys could see that too. So you had more accurate information about the financials of the facility. So just wanted you guys to have all of that, let you know that obviously we're still here. We love it here. And if you need anything else from us, if you need more information, we do have a lot of information about the facility. So please feel free to reach out. But thanks again for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Okay, thank you, RT, appreciate it. Anybody else, Carrie? If not, we have no public hearings. We have city business and action items and recommendations. We don't have the city manager here tonight. He is actually fell ill today, so he will not be here. We have no reports from the city manager and departments, unless we do have the finance director here. If you have anything, Dan, that you want to, got anything that the city, or that the interim city manager maybe asked you anything or told you to speak up on? I don't know.
No, I think at this point, I think we're
Okay.
covered everything.
Maybe if we get a, Carrie, if you get us an update in regards to what's going on downtown, that would be, I think that would be nice. I hate to put you on the spot here,
Good afternoon.
but I think
again.
we're kind of winding down the downtown, so
Yes, the North Country was down in downtown today fixing a couple segments of the sidewalk. There was a section in front of Newman's that needed to be replaced, and there was some cracked and chipped panels that they were fixing. All work that is under warranty. Been working with the Sentinel to get our barricades off-site. We were hoping to get that done today, and they requested that we leave them in place for another couple days. They have some more work on the front of the building, and they just feel better about having the barricades in place. So I'm working with their on-site contractor, and the subcontractors are working directly with our public works guys so that they will give us the green light on when we can pull those barricades. Sentinel just yesterday submitted their rental license request, so our staff is working on getting that facility inspected and licensed, so they'll be ready for move-in. And then there is a ribbon cutting. It'll be just a brief ribbon cutting and a tour that is scheduled for Friday at 3 o'clock. I did talk to their property manager, and they're hoping to do a bigger party celebration type event when the restaurant does open.
Perfect.
Another thing I just want to update the council on. Chief Babenroth has worked with Hillcrest Brake, and we're doing a catalytic converter etching and painting event on Saturday. We have residents right now who are currently signing up on our website, taking care of the releases that we need them to do, and that event is scheduled for Saturday, the 20th.
Okay. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. Nothing else from department heads? If not, reports of council and commissions and committees, and I'll ask Councilmember Cole.
I think Carrie's doing a wonderful job. She needs a permanent chair up here at
Yeah.
the table.
Second.
Park and Rec is, we've had a preliminary, for lack of a better word, preliminary Park and Rec improvement plan submitted for review. We're hoping to be able to review it in the next 30 days with full P&R. I haven't had a chance to completely read through it yet to brief through. So we'll address that at a new meeting time based on the Thanksgiving holiday. The next meeting is tomorrow, actually, the 17th at 7:30 here at City Hall, I believe in the Sandberg Room. EDA met everything's flowing together. I believe EDA met last week. The EDA approved the use of the St. Paul Port Authority, basically to help with the, investigate the opportunities that exist with the Lilly Building. The primary use of the St. Paul Port Authority will act as basically a staff supplement and expertise in specific areas where we currently don't have the staffing in place or the expertise in place to help with grants, hazardous material removal, et cetera. Terry, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, just that the EDA's been working with the Port Authority, getting information in regards to what their role could be with some sort of development possibilities for downtown, and the Lilly Building is one that was really the one that we're keying on for the use of the Port Authority. Port Authority comes with kind of an arm of the government in regards to allowing us to do a lot of things that we're able to do some development, some planning, and possibly some might be some hazardous material in the building. They might be able to help us with that. But again, as Councilmember Cole said, it kind of supplements us right now. We don't have the staff to work on it, so they offer a lot of help in regards to that.
Next EDA meeting is Tuesday, December the 14th at 3 o'clock here in the Sandberg Room.
Okay. Councilmember Wong.
The Arts and Culture Commission have been meeting. They had a smart sheet training. Smart sheet training. So they are working extremely diligently on the bylaws and a 2022 plan for some of their projects. And so I believe that they'll have something here in the next few months to get the ball rolling, which is pretty remarkably fast, if you ask me. And then in regards to the Planning Commission, we have a meeting coming up here the first Thursday of December on the 2nd, in which we'll discuss some of the sign code ordinance as well. And then some of the other topics we've discussed in Planning Commission are some of the tabling outside of the downtown and what that looks like in collaboration with the businesses. And then also the parks and trails, or excuse me, the trail connections. So those kind of 3 topics are kind of pending for 2022 discussion. And I think that's all I have.
Good. Councilmember Peterson.
Well, the 19th Avenue Student House building has got 4 walls up. I see the roof trestles are sitting there, so it's moving right along. It's been kind of battling some cold weather, but the kids have been, going through it, so it's looking good. There won't be a business association luncheon in December. The board wishes a happy holidays to all. The holiday lights contest will be in effect. I think it's on the city website. Is that right, Carrie? Monday? Okay, and then it'll have the parameters and all the rules, and I think they upped the awards a little bit, so that's exciting. League of Minnesota board meeting, they switched it because I was not available on Thursday. So they're having it tomorrow, because it's kind of my last meeting. And I get to spotlight my city. So they're all gonna build snowmen. I have, they don't know this yet. I hope no one's listening. Do you wanna build a snowman? And they have they're gonna have about a minute. And then I get to pick the best one, and I'm gonna wear the snowman outfit.
Really?
Yeah, they're allowing me. Thank you, Carrie. She says the whole body.
Wow.
I was just gonna use the head and the hat, but I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go out with some style, so. And then they're all gonna get little snowman candies, and I got some turkeys to throw. I mean, little chocolate turkeys, so. My exit will be very memorable.
I was going to say, Candy, you do a good job on promoting the
Well,
city.
yeah, there was an article in the Trib about our city. Did you see that? It talked about West St. Paul, North St. Paul, South St. Paul. And we are the working man's utopia, whatever that is. Because when Henry Castle came out of the war, he, bought the land, and then there was, I think, 8 factories. There was a casket factory and a piano company and all that. And there was some other interesting things, and there was 80 homes. And then they decided, well, they got to incorporate the town, and they did that. And then we just sprung up, North St. Paul sprung up. So that was interesting. My son, actually, he gets the Star and Trib. I don't, but I did get to read it, so. Not that I'm against the Star and Trib, but I got to get those obits, and they don't have the ones that I need to know about. Minnesota Women in City Government, we're having our suffrage event finally. Women's rights, we were supposed to have it last year because that was 100 years, but of course with COVID, so that I'm doing that on Friday. I got a busy week. That's all I have, thanks.
And all I have is the Veterans Day. Veterans Park hosted the Veterans Day event at Veterans Park, and of course, it's always either super hot or super cold or windy or whatever. And it was cold and windy, and there was probably a little over 100 people there, so very well attended.
That little park, huh?
For that little park, yes, it's crazy the amount of. It does very well with bringing the people in to that park. General business, Councilmember Cole.
Don't have a whole lot. I'm excited for Holiday Lights Part 2, second year. Last year we had phenomenal participation. Looking forward to a bigger and better 2021. The weather is going to be a little chillier, but it's going to be 45 degrees on Saturday, so that's a great day if you haven't started to start the decorations. Holiday Hop, December 4th. Looking forward to that as well. And to dovetail on top of Terry, I attended the Veterans Park Memorial, and it was very well attended, fantastic. It was windy, it was cold, it was everything you would expect from it. North St. Paul Choir was there. Junior ROTC from North St. Paul was there from North High as well. It was just a very phenomenal and moving event.
General business, Councilmember Wong.
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
General business, Councilmember Peterson.
Well, I want to wish wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I'm cooking, so we'll see how that all goes. The area prayer breakfast was very awesome. Our mayor did a good job with greetings.
I don't think you could have a better speaker.
No, the speaker had everybody in tears. I mean, the chief manager had to leave, but he stayed for that. He couldn't leave, but it was so, you can't describe it. I mean, if you want to talk about it, Terry, but it was just tremendous. And I want to thank the city of Oakdale for inviting us to their table. And then the Polar event, the hockey event, is this Friday at the Legion. So if you're interested or you had something to do with Polar hockey, please come to the Legion at 3 o'clock this Friday. We're just going to have some Polar Pride and maybe a couple adult beverages. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I'll just piggyback on the prayer breakfast, and that was I believe, a lieutenant colonel who was in the Pentagon the day of 9/11, and he was actually coming out of the bathroom when the plane actually hit the Pentagon, and he was trapped in the hallway, and over 65% of his body was burned, and he didn't think, his Army instincts came in, and it was not how to survive, but how he was dying and how he was going to see his maker. He ended up walking down the hallway. Again, you talk about a furnace, you talk about the lungs being burnt, his eyes being burnt. I mean, he explained everything that he went through, and to be honest with you, you wonder how he did survive. But he did survive, he told the story, and it was just a real neat experience. And he actually put humor into it, which was kind of morbid in a way, but he was able to talk about it in regards to put light into it. I guess one of the most painful things you can go through is being burned. And over 65% of his body, third-degree burns. He was in the hospital for a long time. And it just kind of puts in perspective how important life is and how your body and how he survived getting through that. It took not only his family, the doctors, and just spiritual, but he survived and was able to tell the story, and there was not a dry eye in that place. So yes, a very good event, and again, thank you for Candy and Jason Mallinger, and Jenny was there for being a part of that. I also have North Haven Church reached out. I had been talking with them in regards to putting together a little program for the police department and first responders, and they're going to, all the churches in the community are donating money to the police department in regards to be able to buy $75 gift cards to Cub Foods. So they'll have on their person when they're on patrol, going out in the community, they have the opportunity, if they see somebody in need or they come upon somebody who, might need a little help, to have that connection with the police department, to be able to give a person, individual or individuals, a $75 gift card to Cub Foods. So it's a nice little program. I know other communities do it, and we're going to start doing that here in the next couple weeks. With that, I don't have anything else except for we do have the ribbon cutting this Friday. The council is invited to that, and that's at the Sentinel, I believe, right in the front there at 3 p.m. Also, I'll say again, the Hillcrest Automotive is offering catalytic converter spray painting, I believe, and emblem signing, putting their last 4 digits of their 6 digits of their VIN number. And that's from 9 o'clock till 12 on November 20th. And that's all I have. So at this time, Soren, I might need your help here. We were going to go into closed session, but I think we'll go into HRA first and then do the closed session after that. Is that possible?
That's fine.
So I will adjourn this meeting.
Don't adjourn it, we're just, Rules are escaping me. We're just going to lay it over until we're done with the HRA.
So go
We
into
can just
recession?
recess it for a moment.
Recession.
Recess it and
Recess.
come back after the HRA.
Okay, so we'll go into recess for the general meeting, and we'll go right into the HRA meeting. So, I'll motion, well, no, let me get the HRA meeting here.